Welcome back. Brand new polls just in about the presidential candidates. Who's up and who's down, and how do the voters feel about Hillary?
Now, who better to break down these numbers than a man very familiar with numbers, pollster Frank Luntz. Good to see you this morning, Frank.
Good morning, Tucker.
So you've got numbers on the favorability of the 2016 Republican candidates. Do voters like them? These are not necessarily the people who are the most favored to win, but the people who voters like the most. Who's winning?
And the reason why we do this is that a pollster's job is not just to tell you the way things are, it's to project into the future. And if you don't have favorability, if people aren't considering voting for you, then there's no way for your numbers to go up. And your Fox News poll has great news for two candidates, Ben Carson and Marco Rubio. Ben Carson's got the highest ratio of favorability of any of the presidential candidates, as you can see right there, plus 52%, with Marco Rubio 35%. What that means is that if they get a good debate performance, you're going to see an extra 5, 6, 8, even 10% going to them. It means that they're in the game. And the two that are going to be upset about your Fox News poll are Jeb Bush and John Kasich, who barely have a positive favorability ratio. The problem for them is the election's now 4 months away. It's getting closer. We've been through 2 debates. Without that positive ratio, they don't have the potential to increase their support.
Yeah, that's not a good number for either of those candidates. When we look specifically at Ben Carson, have we seen an increase in his favorability, especially after the past 2 debates, and have voters have gotten to know him a little bit better?
It's been a significant increase. When you go up 20 points, that tells you that something very positive is happening. And not only is Ben Carson drawing support among Republicans, he's actually doing well among the electorate overall. And I think it's because he's gentle. His demeanor is very positive. He's the one candidate that makes you feel good after you listen to him. Right. He may not be bold. He may not be in your face, but he's got a tone that people like.
Oh, for sure. I wonder, though, how predictive these numbers are. I mean, I love my college roommate. He's got 100% favorability with me, but I don't want to be president. He drinks too much. So is there a connection between affection for a candidate and electability?
Well, I've met your college roommate. He not only talks too much, he drinks too much.
True.
That's for another time. Yes, there is, because there are 3 things you need to have. You have to have high favorability. You have to be everybody's second choice, because that allows them to then move you up to the top spot. And you need a positive ratio. And Ben Carson and Marco Rubio have both.
Yeah, but who also has both, especially on the Democratic side?
Actually, it's Joe Biden. It is not Hillary Clinton. And to my surprise, I'll put this in perspective. Hillary's 38% favorability. If she ends the election on that and she were ever elected president, it would be the lowest favorability that anyone has ever been elected to president in American history. And nobody's had more than half of the country feeling unfavorably towards them. Her numbers compared to Joe Biden, she keeps dropping. Biden keeps rising. If he decides to run, he's going to make a race of it.
Well, here's a roster that kind of shocks me. This is all contenders for the presidency, left and right, and in first place is Joe Biden.
And that's the point. At 49%, he's actually 3 points ahead of Carson. You got to look at those two, Biden and Carson. They have the greatest potential to increase their support in the coming months. If I were Joe Biden's strategist, I'd be telling him, get in the race and make sure that you participate in that first presidential debate that's coming up on October 13th.
Is he gonna?
I can't tell. I was at the concert he was at last night in New York. He got a rousing response when he walked out on stage, but nobody really knows.
Huh.
Wow.
Frank Luntz.
Thanks a lot,
Frank.
Your expertise is very much appreciated. We hope to have you back. Thank you so much.
It was a great poll, and this is a great election.
Yeah, we're enjoying it.
Certainly is.
Thank you.
Thanks.